of that 2025 playbook that they're back, but it's interesting because he says this is not a repeat. This is actually a second wave. I want to bring in now RDS Wealth President, also their CEO, Dell Smothers. And so, Dell, right now the market, I mean, the patterns match up perfectly with the seasonal patterns we usually see. But if this holds, it would suggest a pullback into the midterms. And it sounds like you're saying maybe this time it could be different because of AI.
Yeah, what is it in the world that AI cannot change? And I don't think that midterms escape this. I think that the midterm volatility in our book, we are expecting a little bit of volatility, but AI has changed the shape and the speed of volatility. We've seen this, Charles, time and time again with a steep sell-off and then an immediate buyback with V-shaped recoveries. If we see volatility in this midterm election, I think that the speed of that volatility of recovery is much quicker than we're used to in normal midterm volatility news cycles.
Let's talk.
And this is where we're positioning for opportunity, Charles, is to understand that if volatility comes, it's a great opportunity to buy names.
We're gonna pick up on all of that, but I'm glad you mentioned volatility and snapback and those kind of things, because look at this snapback, bam, 13 to 22. That's the quantum names on fire. That's D-Wave up 50%. IonQ, which maybe sparked this whole thing with some comments from their CEO, up 48%. Now, you just gave us this in January. What's going on?
Yeah, back in January, Rigetti fell out of favor with us. We went to IonQ. I think it's got a more profitable path forward, the ability to bring this to the consumer, the way that they package AI. I think it's going to be more scalable, or quantum rather. I think it's going to be scalable. And this new wave that we talk about of AI is going to bring a ton of momentum to quantum. What happened on 4/14, a little bit of a pitch to Planck's constant. They call it World Quantum Day. On 4/14, quantum stocks took a quantum leap forward. And Charles, really, we've been in a position to take full advantage of this, specifically because we know this next wave is going to play with that quantum group of names. D-Wave is another one, wants to take over NVIDIA.
Dale, we've got 2 minutes, and I'm pretty ambitious with what I want to do with you here. First, you started here with the trading rules. Let's talk about that for a moment, right? Because you say trim, add, trade. Let's talk about that, because it's been a volatile market. When you say trim around valuations. What's the formula for something like that?
Yeah, the market is where impatient come to hand over money to the patient. And it takes patience to understand what a stock is valued at, looking at its earnings growth. This is, like you say, the mother's milk of the market. If a stock is overvalued based off of its earnings growth and that ratio, it gets out of whack, you have got to start trimming that position. Doesn't mean you have to sell it all. You need to trim when the valuation is high.
Real quick, I want to also mention that you like the infrastructure area, Nebius, which has done extraordinarily well and breaking out. CoreWeave, which is coming on like gangbusters, and also APLD. I'm in that one. It's been real sloppy. How come they're not necessarily trading evenly? But real quick, just 20 seconds ago, is CoreWeave out of the doghouse? It's still down from the IPO, but it feels like there are a lot more believers than there were just a month ago.
Sure. I don't know that it's completely out of the doghouse. We've got to see more margin. We've got to see more revenue, and we've got to see less debt. That's why Nebius has taken off as perhaps the short-term winner over CoreWeave, a direct competitor. And as you said, sloppy Applied Digital. Use it as a trading stock here at RDS Wealth. You can trade in between that resistance and support, and you get a lot of a good return there.
Good stuff, Dale. We always cover a lot of good stuff, man. By the way, you've been hot too. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Charles.
All righty.
Good to see you.
You too. Hey, Dale's been hot.